You're on the toilet. It's been half an hour. You're constipated. You're wishing you were reading the Communist Manifesto, and then, in the last few minutes of your poop, diarrhea. That is what it's like reading the Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes. Boop! Hi, it's itsdivyagrg. What does the G stand for? The G stands for great. A depressing origin story about how CoriolANUS became a sadistic dictator with a stick of his own anus in the middle of our own apocalypse, in the middle of a global pandemic, in the middle of a recession. Ooh, sign me up. So this book is about our dear friend President Snow as a hunky teen, basically devising up different things for the 10th Hunger Games, and he's out here gonna be mentoring one of the tributes because, you know, nothing says planning and leadership like putting, you know, devised revolutionary mechanisms for the Hunger Games operations at college on your CV. How does it? Now, as a 14-year-old, I was truly a Hunger Games slut. Oh, now look at that. Braid. Hunger Games salute. Oh my god. Eyebrow distance representing the divide between the capital and the districts. Younger me truly had it all. Suzanne Collins out here writing another book for the Hunger Games tribute. Damn. I said, it's time to read again. I used to read so much that it became my only personality trait. I even made a whole channel on it. Divya Reads, now turned into itsdivya. And now I don't read anymore. And now I don't have a personality. I've tried everything to get back into reading. Selling my soul to Jeff Bezos, getting Audible. And I even now have a fancy lamp so I can not sit in my own darkness. Look at this lamp. It's a cool lamp. Why is it curved like that? I just tap it. It turns on. Illuminates my whole desk. Makes me feel like a tech geek, you know. If you want your own BenQ curved lamp because other lamps are very basic and don't fulfill your desire to be a unique individual, then I would suggest checking the description. It's a cool lamp. Going into this book expecting Hunger Games 4 is like getting into a relationship with a man. Baby, you're just gonna be disappointed. So, it took me a few months to read this book, but yes, I did that. The book is really a philosophical questioning of the ultimate question of human nature. So how much of a person's personality and how they think and how they act derives from nurture, or does it derive from nature? It questions power, strategy, and control. You know, why does President Snow become a dick? Tater. Some of the messages were a little bit too obvious. There was this one scene where they had to write an essay about chaos and control. And then there's another scene where they discuss with their teacher, why do we need the Hunger Games? Why capital good, poor people bad? To put it very succinctly, because this 500-page book does not, this book is like an additional tale, basically explaining to you why the Hunger Games built like that and why Coriol got anus in his name. So we start off the book eating cabbage. No, literally, there's like a whole chapter explaining why CoriolANUS is poor and he just eats cabbage soup and his family just survive off the remains of Tigris's fashion internship, which we know she's getting exploited at. And then at that point, I was like, dear God, Suzanne, please do not tell me that you are gonna create a book where it's like, why
did the evil man turn evil? You know, he was just very misinterpreted by society, treat him wrong when he was a child, and now this is why he's like that Joker type of movie. Oh my God, no.
Thank God it was not like that. Every time Suzanne writes about food in her novels, I'm just like, I'm a vegetarian, yeah, but even I want some of that lamb stew with dried plum, Suzanne. So, from the first chapter, we establish CoriolANUS. I'm just gonna call, I can't keep saying anus. I'm gonna get demonetized. I wanna call him Corio, yeah? We found out in like chapter 2 that Corio is the epitome of fake it till you make it. He's chatting up to his teachers, he pretends to be charming, pretends to actually give a shit what his friends are saying. Kind of like everyone on LinkedIn. And I was just thinking, I mean, come on, Corio, when you look like this, you kind of have to pretend. It's the 10th Hunger Games, and the people in charge are like,
You know what's the great idea if we get these children, these teenagers with zero experience to mentor the tributes?
lo and behold, Corio gets assigned as a mentor. Guess which district? Did someone say 12? Oh my god, yes! District 12, how did you know? And guess the gender of the person. A female from District 12? Oh, I haven't seen this before. So this girl's name is Lucy Gray Bird. Now, she's a singer, and we all know how Suzanne loves her like metaphorical names. Did you know that Suzanne was this close to naming Lucy Gray Bird America Singer? So Lucy Gray Bird and all the other tributes are shipped off in a cargo truck, and they end up at the zoo. What? Is this a metaphor for something? Well, what could all this mean? What did you say? The tributes aren't seen as human. So Corio decides to join them because he wants to get on the good side of Lucy Gray, and lo and behold, he gets locked up inside the zoo cage. It reminded me of that one scene from Harry Potter. Yeah, that's Corio.
Right when shit happens, so he goes to the zoo, he starts feeding the tributes, and then other people start feeding the tributes like they're animals in a cage. Metaphor. And then one of the tributes kills someone from the crowd, and then there's a bombing, and then Lucy Gray Bird saves Corio from the bombs, and then he was like, oh my god, she's helped me, oh my god, now I owe her, what the heck?
Like usual Hunger Games stuff. So this gives Corio the idea, hey,
What if we allow people to feed the tributes in the games?
and then it's the day of the games, and frankly, the Hunger Games is a mess. It's in the early stages of development, the games. It's very like fetus. We see the games through the eyes of Corio, so it's very like dry. And there's another man with an anus at his name, and his name is Sejanus. So Sejanus is very clearly the one capital citizen who feels very morally obligated to point out about just how wrong the capital is, and everyone's a monster. He ends up in the games. Corio's teacher is like, bitch, isn't that your friend? Why didn't you go and get him out? Corio ends up in the games, kills this other guy, saves Sejanus, they both get out, and then he spends the rest of the time being shook. Lucy Gray, meanwhile, has been in the arena. She basically wins by hiding. Mood. The game maker releases a bunch of snakes into the pit. Now, Corio, smitten with Lucy Gray's WAP, has been tampering. And he also tampered with the snakes, so he basically had a piece of cloth that Lucy Gray wore, so the snakes recognize her, so that they don't bite her and shit like that. She does the only thing that she knows how to do. And my girl sings the snakes like this.
Bring me a little water now. Bring me a little water, Sylvie.
Game makers, they're like, bitch, we know you did that. So he gets in trouble and he gets sent off to become a peacekeeper. Can anyone here guess what district he's a peacekeeper in? District 12? Yeah! He becomes a peacekeeper in District 12 because he can't get enough of that WAP. Now, bear in mind, this next part of the book is the longest part of the book. I actually aged 20 years. I'm gonna give you a very brief rundown because honestly it's not that important. Lucy keeps singing her metaphorical songs. So many songs. For example, we learn about the origins of the hanging tree. I don't care, Suzanne. Sejanus gets involved in like rebel business because he's like, screw you, Captain. Corio is like,
Oh my god, what? You say bad shit about the capital? No, man, I'm gonna record you with my jabberjay.
and he records him with a jabberjay, and then he sends the jabberjay to one of the professor people at like the capital. Corio is like,
Hey, what have I done, you know? What have I done? I feel a bit guilty.
but he only feels guilty because he thinks, what if Lucy Gray's WAP turns into a DAP when she finds out? a dry ass. Okay, yeah, cool. Now what? Okay, and then Corio shoots some who tries to get involved with like thinking Lucy Gray is like the... Honestly, it doesn't matter. Sejanus obviously gets hanged, and then right at the end is when it gets weird, right?
Oh my god, what if they find out that I'm the one who killed Sejanus? Lucy can't find out. You know what's the next solution? Me and Lucy, we gotta run away. We gotta go into the forest.
Lucy and Corio, they run into the forest, about to live there, going up north, eating worms and shit. It reminds me of when Gail was like,
We could do it, you know. Take off, live in the woods.
Lucy and Corio walked so that Gail could run. Corio's like,
Wait, why is Lucy acting like that?
and he suspects that Lucy basically found out that he killed Sejanus. Anyway, so Lucy finds out and she's like, oh my god. So she gets a, everybody say it with me, snake. And she flings it at him. The snake bites Corio and Corio's like,
I've been killed. I've been murdered.
so he gets his gun and starts shooting into the forest where Lucy's hiding. And he's like, I don't know if I'm killing her, but this better shut up. Then he goes to the hospital. The doctor man looks at his little snake bite and says,
This is not even a venomous snake. You're literally just being a pussy.
basically what we learned from that scene is that Lucy Gray Bird is the reason why Corio is still a virgin. Don't get me wrong, yeah, at no point in the book was their romance romanticized like at all. They were honestly the most horrible couple of 2020. The flat earth theory has more substance than their relationship. I feel like Corio's character just seesawed so much throughout the entire book. It was like at one moment you have a little bit of humanity, then right at the last minute you switch up and you're like,
Oh, you must control the districts. Hunger Games good. I need to control.
I think the whole thing with this book is like, I did not learn anything new or discovered anything that I cared about that would add like a different dimension to what I've already received in the first 3 books. But as a fan, I just did not care about Coriolanus, Sejanus, High Bottom Uranus. Don't expect any points of like high action. It's mostly just like, why is Coriolanus snake? It dragged everything but a wig, and in my opinion it was just unnecessary. We have a whole Haymitch Suzanne. So I don't know what you guys thought about this book, but I don't know, I think like 2.5, maybe 3. Like, it was okay, I didn't hate it. It took me a while to read. The links between Katniss Everdeen and Lucy Gray Bird, I feel like Katniss Everdeen was just a slap in the face for President Snow. Firstly, the reference to Katniss, the singing, the Mockingjay, the pin, and I'm just like, man, you're like Lucy Gray Bird incarnated or some shit. Sorry babes, Suzanne, I do love you lots really, but this book just was not for me. It's a no. I'm so sick. I don't even read, but I'm already sick of titles like this, like the pin of the pin and the pin. It's like, mate. Next up on my reading list is this. I bought this literally, oh there's a hair, a year ago. I've been using it as a doorstop because I don't think this book or this man deserves any of my respect, which is why it's a little bit tattered. But yeah, I'll read this so that you don't have to. Not that you were going to, but I'd love to hear your thoughts about the book. Did you like it? Did you not like it? So if you like my rambling, I am a booktube channel, but I don't read that much. And I'm trying to feed myself in the middle of a global pandemic, so I would appreciate a like and a subscribe and maybe a comment if you want to be cheeky. Anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Oh wait, no. That's a good one.